How about a goshawk? Now we're on the early end of the season for goshawks. This is the second one that Frank has caught this year. A goshawk is the largest member of the accipiter family that we get passing through here. It's a woodland hunter. It has very short wings compared to its tail. Its tail is really long. That helps it maneuver its way through the forest as it's hunting. There we go. There we go. As it's hunting for small birds. They tend to be very noisy. If you've been up in the Boundary Waters or someplace like that and you're around a tree and there's just this really noisy bird that sounds like this, it's probably a goshawk nest. This is a young of the year. It's got the striping that goes down the front and it's got yellow eyes. Oh yes, tell us about it. Just like the sharp-shinned hawks, the eyes will go from the yellow to the orange to the red as it gets older from year 1, 2 to 3. After the third year, the eyes will stay that color, and then it's harder to tell how old it is, although there are some things that people can look at, such as what kind of shape the feathers are in, what kind of molt is going on. I'll give you a wing here. Show you a wing.
Wow, look at that. You see the wing?
So it's deep but relatively short for its body.
Is it male or female?
Female, I'm pretty sure that's what they told me. Female hatch year, so it's only a few months old.
Yeah.
Birds are on their way migrating, even though they have just hatched out. They do not migrate in flocks, they migrate individually.
Where do they go?
Goshawks, where are goshawks going?
South.
You want to check a map? Check a map for me. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Max is going to check a map for me on that. Now, if you can see, it's really got its eyes on me, and it follows very well. Birds cannot move their eyes in their sockets like we can, so we can go up and around and down. They cannot. Their movement, instead of being in their eyes, is in their necks. We have 7 vertebrae in our neck. They have 14. That allows them to move their heads almost all the way around. So how many of us thought that owls could go all the way around when we were kids? They can't quite. They almost can. They can go about 3/4 of the way around, and it's because of the 14 vertebrae instead of the 7. And if they have to maneuver through the trees or the branches, they just turn their body, but they keep their head pretty still. So it's a great adaptation for what they need to do to survive. It really helps them in their hunting skills. And get it into the size pieces that it can swallow. They do not have teeth. Tell me about it.
Has he ever tried to take a bite out of you?
Not yet. I try to stay away so that they don't try to take a bite out of me. Sometimes they're very visual, and if you block what they're seeing, then they calm down. So if you see me taking it down into my arm like this, sometimes we'll take a hat and hold it over their head, whatever, just to block the visuals so that they're not quite so excited. Yeah.
They're not going far.
They're not going far.
They're going southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois.
We see more northern goshawks here at this raptor watching site than in any other place in the country, or most other, any. That's what I thought. So this is a rare treat this early in the season to have a goshawk in the hand.
All right, ready? Okay.
Hold her tight. I told you she's gonna check.
All right. Can these people over here move that
Slow it down a little bit. There you go.
All right, that's good. When we count to 3, All right.
You ready, everybody?
Yeah. 1,
2, 3.
Good job.
Nice. Oh, that was a nice toss. She kind of stayed right here. Look how big she looked. So this is a red-tailed hawk. Now I've been talking to you all day about how we age birds. What do you see?
Weird feathers.
Weird feathers. And what do we know about how old are red tails when they get their red tail? 1 year old. So their first tail that they grow in looks like this. So that's the year that they're babies. They look like this. And then they grow in their red tails. So this tells us that this bird is 1 year old. Isn't that pretty?
It is.
Okay, and then we can see the front of this bird. So what we have, is he pretty? The field marks that we look for overhead when this bird is flying over is this comma at the tip of my pointer finger, this dark mark along from the neck to the bend of the wing called the patagial mark, and the speckled belly band, and the relatively white feathers underneath here on the breast. So here's the back of the wings. If you guys want to take one step down the steps, because that way then if it flaps, I have room to move it. So another way that our banders can tell that this is a second-year bird is that we have juvenile feathers in the wings. 80% of the birds that were hatched last year have died by now. So this is one of the 20% that survived its first year. That's
How
pretty
old do you
cool.
figure that one is right now?
This bird is 1 year and 3 months old.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. As this bird gets older, its eye will become darker and darker brown. Red-tailed hawks are very variable in their coloration. They're kind of like dogs or horses. It would be impossible to simply describe the color of a dog or a horse, right? Can you turn your head that way? Thank you. Red tails are the medium-sized member of the Buteo family that we see here at Hawk Ridge. They are designed for soaring. These huge wings catch the wind, and they just soar in the air with very little effort. Red-tailed hawks have really adapted well to human encroachment. They are very tolerant of human presence in a nesting territory. I don't recommend going to a red-tailed nesting territory, but they will build their nests in areas where there are humans. Of course, the most famous would be Pale Male, the red-tailed hawk that nested just across the street from Central Park and became quite a birding sensation. Animals will eat them. So if one injures a wing or can't hunt or is grounded for any reason, then they can become food for somebody else pretty quick. Yep, we caught this bird just a few minutes ago. Yep, so we band them. The banding process takes probably 2 minutes or less. After they catch the bird, the first thing they do is put the band on, because if for any reason the bird should get away, at least they have a band on the bird. And then what they do is they measure the length of the tail from the base of the body, from the edge of the body to the tip of the longest feather. They will measure from the curve of the wing to the tip of the longest feather of the wing. They weigh the birds they put them into a tube, and then they weigh them. They write down anything unique about them, age, sex, markings if there's anything unique. Sometimes we'll see birds that have lots of white on them, or they're part albinistic, or they'll be very, very dark. If it dies, they'll recruit another one. And so they will stay together. I don't know that they migrate together or winter together, but they will return to that same nest site And if their mate doesn't return, they'll recruit another one.
But is it like because lovebirds do this? Is that they actually will mate, but their offspring have been shown to be other males? Like they'll.
Again, then we will send you a notification and let you know.
Sassy thing again.
And then I would like you to kind of take a step right to there and then turn this way. Your whole body. So
You guys mind stepping to your right just for a moment?
just for a second, let us take the photo and then you can come back. Breathe, you breathe when you move down just a little bit towards your belly button. There you go. So then, yeah, so Heather's gonna stand here at the top of the stairs. Our foot.
Yeah.
Yes, Eric's the count. Okay. Okay. 3. Watch it go.
Hey, drop the feather.
Look at how big those wings are. Look at the, you can see now where there's short feathers growing in when it comes up over us. Watch for the gaps in the wing. That helps us see where there's feathers growing in. That beautiful red tail when the sun shines through it. That one is pretty small.
I just throw my day.
Look at the vestigial marks. Can you see the dark leading edge of the wing?
Is that her name?
E-I-E-I-O.
Julie? Thank you so much.